Genie and the Lamp. Entry granted. The 420 files. Randy always carried the teapot everywhere. Not an actual lamp, not gold. Not ancient looking. Just a strange, thick glass dab rig, shaped vaguely like an old oil lamp. Clear body, curved neck, black scorch marks around the bowl. Members joked about it constantly. The Genie lamp, Randy's magic pot, the wish rig. Randy always laughed along. But nobody ever noticed something important. He never let anyone else touch it. Ever. Not even staff. If somebody reached toward the rig jokingly, Randy's entire personality changed instantly. Cold, aggressive, panicked. Like protecting the glass mattered more than protecting himself. People assumed he was just weird about his setup. Until the first incident. It happened during a busy Friday night at Teesside. Music loud, club packed, quiet hour still over an hour away. Randy sat alone near the back booth heating the rig carefully. Several members later claimed the smoke looked wrong immediately. Too dark, too thick. Not smoke exactly. More like liquid static pouring upward from the glass. Then the lights flickered. Every CCTV monitor inside the club distorted simultaneously. And someone laughed. Not Randy, something deeper, old. The sound came directly from inside the rig. At first, people thought it was hidden speakers or a prank, until Randy started speaking to someone sitting beside him. Someone nobody else could see. Witnesses described Randy nodding slowly during the conversation, listening carefully, then smiling nervously. Finally whispering, "No, not this time." The lights immediately died across the club. Total darkness. For 11 seconds, the CCTV recorded nothing but static. When the lights returned, 3 members were gone. Not missing from the building. Missing from reality. Phones no longer contained their messages. Membership records erased. Staff unable to remember their surnames fully. Only Randy remembered them clearly. And according to Fabian Dreary, that terrified him more than the disappearances themselves, because the system normally doesn't allow people to remember erased members. Fabian questioned Randy privately afterward. That meeting was later sealed inside the files permanently, but fragments leaked eventually. According to Fabian, the glass lamp wasn't haunted, it was occupied. Years earlier, Randy discovered the object during a trip abroad after a convergence event. Buried beneath an abandoned smoking lounge, connected to another failed club. The moment he touched it, something followed him home. At first it seemed harmless. Whispers during smoke sessions. Small coincidences. Predictions coming true. The entity inside the lamp offered things slowly. Money, information, luck. And every time Randy accepted help, someone around him suffered instead. Accidents, disappearances, mental breakdowns. Eventually, Randy realized the truth. The thing inside the glass wasn't granting wishes. It was trading outcomes between realities. Stealing from other timelines to alter this one. That's why erased members vanished so completely. They weren't dead. They'd been exchanged. Moved somewhere else beneath the framework. Fabian immediately ordered the lamp destroyed. That turned out to be impossible. One staff member smashed it with a metal chair. The glass shattered. But the next morning, the lamp sat untouched back on the same table, clean, warm, waiting. That's when Twirly finally intervened personally, which almost never happens. Witnesses saw Twirly standing beside Randy near the emergency exit at exactly 4:20 a.m. during the quiet hour. For once, Twirly looked genuinely uneasy. He asked Randy only one question. "How many deals have you made?" Randy refused to answer. Then the voice laughed again from inside the lamp. This time everyone heard it. Low, wet, like multiple people speaking together through smoke-filled lungs. Then the rig started breathing. Not metaphorically. The glass expanded slowly, contracted, expanded again, like something enormous inside was trying to inhale through a space far too small to contain it. The smoke pouring from the spout began forming shapes afterward. Faces, hands, distorted people screaming silently. Fabian immediately cleared the club, but Randy stayed seated calmly beside the lamp, like he physically couldn't leave anymore. That's when the entity finally spoke directly through the room speakers. Not loud, polite. Randy wished to stop feeling alone. Long silence. He did not specify which realities I could borrow from. The CCTV exploded into static immediately afterward. Recovered footage later showed impossible things moving through the smoke across the club. Versions of members who didn't belong to that timeline. Dead people walking briefly through walls. Different versions of Randy sitting simultaneously at different tables and standing behind all of them. A tall shape made entirely from black smoke, its eyes glowing faintly inside the haze. Smiling. Fabian later added a warning into the files under a new classification. Entity type, transactional. Because according to the custodians, certain entities beneath the framework don't feed on flesh. They feed on choices. The more agreements people make with them, the thinner reality becomes. Randy changed completely afterward. Members say he still visits, occasionally carrying the lamp carefully beneath his coat. Always alone, always exhausted, sometimes speaking quietly to empty chairs. And if someone compliments the rig, Randy immediately leaves the club. Because apparently the entity inside the lamp always searches for desperate people first, especially members who secretly want something badly enough to bargain for it. The final recovered recording involving Randy came from a collapsed red sky timeline. The footage shows Randy sitting alone beneath flickering lights, the lamp resting on the table beside him. Then the smoke slowly forms words in the air above the glass. One more wish. Randy starts crying immediately, not from fear, from recognition, like he's heard that offer thousands of times before across different realities. The footage ends when Randy finally whispers, "Bring her back." Nobody knows who he meant. But every camera connected to the system immediately shuts off afterward, and somewhere deep beneath the framework, something laughs. Entry granted. The 420 files.